Right, session number 2, week number 2, and I've been away for 3 days working, so back now. I did a half-hour session before I went away. This is my second half-hour session, so I'll update you as I go along. Like I said, I've had 3 days off, but I feel fairly good. It's quite chilly out here today. But I'm looking forward to the ride. So here we go. So 3-minute warm up as usual, which I probably will need, especially after having 3 days away. 3 minutes, and then usually at the end of that, I'm a lot more looser and a lot more comfortable. But the first 3 minutes can be a little bit frustrating because you just want to get into the ride, but you need to warm up properly as well to be able to push yourself later on in the session. Right, so that's 3 minutes. I'm just going to go down 2 more cogs, so the 4th cog down, so a bit more resistance, but because I've warmed up for 3 minutes, I'm in a good rhythm. And despite the resistance, I can keep the same cadence going. Right, it's 10 minutes in, and it's strange. 3 days away, I feel a little bit detached, not quite as strong. So in my head, I just sort of re-engage with the ride, with this session, and decide just to not put myself under too much pressure and just ride normally and just get back into the swing of things rather than pushing it. I don't exactly feel completely engaged with the bike and not completely loose, so slightly painful with the arthritis and stuff today. So I'm going to try and just get through the ride. It's no big deal. I'm not in discomfort or feel like, oh, I'll only do 15 minutes or whatever. But 10 minutes in, yeah, I can feel that I'm not entirely switched on today to this. But you can't give up. You just got to make sure you do your time. Half an hour, whatever you've got to do for the session. And that'll stand me in good stead for the next time. Right, done 5 miles now, so 21 minutes, 15 seconds, so very slow today. But I'm definitely feeling my arthritis, no doubt about it. So it's a tough day, so 3 days away and not being really active, it's taking its toll, and I can really feel it. Even going up this 6% incline, really difficult. I'm going to go down a couple of gears. Like I said, I don't want to overdo it because I've got other sessions to do. So be careful you don't push it too far where you can't do a session tomorrow or the day after because you've pushed it way too far past the limit. So make sure you do think about your whole week, plan accordingly to the way you feel as well. Knowing that tomorrow you could wake up and suddenly put in a real blast of a session and really push it. But you also know you've got this one in the bank, so to speak, because you've got there, you've got out about not feeling 100%. You still manage to do half an hour or whatever your session is. So always think positively, but be sensible. Right, just over a minute to go. 7.2 miles. It's just been quite a tough day. I'm thinking minimum 7.5 miles. So I should do it. 0.3 in a minute. 0.3 miles in a minute should be achievable. 7.3 now with 50 seconds left. That should be able to get me to maybe 7.6 miles. So my little target in this session is based on, I'm not going to get to 8 miles, but try for a minimum of 7.5, 7.4 with 30 seconds to go, so I should do it. A little bit more pressure on the pedals as well, obviously, just to finish off strong. Even though it's been a tough ride, actually, to be fair. Not tough, just for various reasons. At 7.5 miles with 10 seconds to go, so I've achieved the 7.5 miles. So the personal goal's been reached, and that's 7.6 miles, 30 minutes. I think also one of the reasons I may have struggled today, or found it a little bit harder, is being away for 3 days and maybe a little bit dehydrated as well. Eating and drinking habits change when you're away, and you have to rely on where you're staying, food, water, etc. And if you're really busy while you're away, trying to drink enough as well. So I'll do a 2-minute cool down now. So my final stats on Strava when the ride was uploaded were 7.66 miles and 30.07 minutes. So 213 feet elevation. But I think dehydration's definitely a factor. So being away and maybe not being taking on fluids properly. So yeah, that was a slightly tougher ride than normal. However, it's 30 minutes in the bank, and that's 30 minutes that will be, very useful for the next ride. Probably it may have loosened me up, but my joints are quite tight as well. So dehydration, as you can hear from my voice as well, it's probably a factor in this ride being a little bit harder than it normally would be. But I've got to the minimum 7.5 miles. At one point I was looking around about 6.5, so that would have been poor. But job done, 30 minutes in the bank. Week 2, session 2 done.